Hello everybody, my name is Marlow and welcome back to the Ripple Effect server. Today is the day that I want to stray away from the building and do something else. Something technical. Disgusting, right? I know, who even wants to watch that? Probably a lot of you actually, but maybe not from me. I don't really know what I'm doing with anything like that. But we do need to go underground because underground is where I'm hiding all of the redstone-y farms and such, so I don't have to... I took a lot of damage there. That's meant to be damage-free. Maybe it's broken. Yeah, so this is where I'm hiding all of my farms this season, like I usually do all the time. Just hide them away underground. You don't have to worry about making them look too fantastic. But one of these offshoots I already have done the tunnel. Is it this one? Yes. I may have gone a bit overboard on the detail. It's a lot of cobblestone, and it kind of hurts my eyes to walk down, but I'm not going to get hooked up on it. I don't really care. It's just a tunnel. It looks alright. I might just... I've learnt my lesson for the next time I have to build a tunnel going off to a farm. Okay, I'll be right back. There we go. I have returned. My connection recently is not very happy. I don't know what I've done to offend it, but keeps booting me off the server at random times. It's slightly infuriating, but oh well, just one of those things, I guess. Yeah, what I was saying, if you'll let me finish my thought, is next time I do one of these tunnels, I am using nowhere near the amount of detail as I have here, because to be quite honest, this actually is painful to look at for me. There's just too much going on in such a confined space that it's kind of painful on the eyes. So, lesson learnt there, but for now, I can't be bothered to change it to how I would like it. It's too much effort for such a minute thing. Maybe I'll do it in the future. Who knows? But through here is a big old room, or well, not that big, kind of big, fairly big. Hopefully it's big enough for the farm, because this is where it's going to be going. It's a creeper farm. I need some more rockets. This is all of the rockets I have to my name at the moment, which is not a lot, so I'm not really going anywhere with my elytra, and I'd like to be able to, you know, fly through tunnels and such. And can't really do that with just 53 rockets. So what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and build the farm in its entirety, because you probably don't want to just hear me talking about progress updates when I really have no idea what I'm talking about. So yeah, let me go ahead and build it, and then we'll come back and do something else interesting that I'm actually somewhat good at. Guys, this farm is amazing. I've had it up and running for 20 minutes maybe, not even, I don't think. Look at all of the gunpowder, 3.5 stacks. I mean, it's not enough to, you know, blow you away, but for 20 minutes, that's pretty good. I mean, that's probably enough gunpowder to sort myself out with rockets. These creepers are very loud. I'm going to back away a second. To sort me out with rockets for like a good month, probably. I don't really use them that much, so I am really happy with how this is turned out, but that was a very quick death. I have a bunch of cats left over. I got a bit carried away, so maybe we need to figure something out to do with these guys, but yeah. Let me hop in the camera account actually and just show you how it works. I mean, most of you will probably know already, but regardless, I'll show you anyway. Alrighty, we are in amongst the farms, amongst the non-existent creepers at the moment. I don't know what it is my camera account, but whenever I fly in here, it seems to just stop working. I'll try and turn the brightness up in post, and hopefully you can actually see what's going on, but I'll also leave a link to the description of this creeper farm, which will probably explain it a lot better than I'm going to, but pretty much the main premise of it is cat scares the creeper into this hole here, and then they fall down. The carpet is here to stop spiders spawning, trapdoors on the ceiling, because creepers are little midgets. I think these carpets are here to make it seem like the creepers have more place to go, so they are more likely to run over onto the trapdoors, basically. So they fall down here, whichever quadrant they fall down. Oh, there we go. Bats also might be a problem. I didn't build it above Y63, so they can spawn here, but as long as it doesn't completely stop the creepers spawning, I don't really mind that much. It doesn't bother. I'm not looking for, you know, supreme rates of amazingness, but I am really lacking today, if you can't tell. The creepers are kind of slow motion. So yeah, they go into water streams. Whoa, that probably just got really bright for a second. Sorry. Yeah, okay. I can actually see what I'm doing now. I placed a torch there. So they fall into here. They get pushed by a piston, and then onto this magma block here, which has a minecart hopper inside. So I don't need to, you know, faff around with killing them another way. The magma block will do it, and then the items go straight into the hopper. Or hopper minecart, I should say, and into the chest. Full of gunpowder. Delicious gunpowder, which you shouldn't eat, but I do sometimes. No. So yeah, I will leave a link to this in the description. It's a really well put together video. I think it's by Logical Geek Boy, I think is the name of him. So go check out if you want a creeper farm. It's really, really simple to build, actually. This does not take me long at all, but this room is not looking too nice, is it? It's not much going on. I'm going to change it up drastically, but honestly, there I am in my little temporary AFK spot. I'll sort something out with that. We won't have bright magenta glass, probably not. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this room at the moment, so I'm going to play around with some things and see what I can come up with. Whoa, this is quite the angle. Let's actually shrink this down a bit. It's not quite as tall as that, and I can show you what I've done. The farm is still working like a dream. Look how many creepers are in there right now. We've got 2 double chests full. Yeah, so much gunpowder. I do not need this much. We're going to find a use for that in a little bit. But the room, I actually really like how this has turned out. It's only prismarine and lime terracotta and a bit of lava in the wall, but I think it's quite a nice color combination. I think it suits the creepers fairly well. The ceiling, actually, I really like how that turned out. But I also figured out a use. You have been moved. I bumped into you. Apologies. I was not looking where I was stepping. Sorry, I might have stood on your tail or something. Yeah, I put them here. I don't know. They're like guarding the place maybe or something. But if we go up these ladders, we've got one on either side. This is my little AFK room, which I've been spending a lot of time in here. This section here is where I go if I'm, you know, at my desk and I want to keep an eye on my screen so I can actually see that the creepers are still, you know, falling and stuff. But here is where I go if I'm in it for the long haul, you know, actually, technically, AFK. There is some lava right above these 3 blocks, which makes me awfully nervous, but there's no way it could kill me unless I somehow press the block. Got rid of it, I don't know. I am safe, it's just the particles make me nervous. But yeah, that's it pretty much done. It's all up and running, looks nice, fully functional. And we have an absolute abundance of gunpowder that I need to figure out something to do with. We are going to sell all of it. All of the gunpowder. As hinted at in the last episode, we're going to be building our shop in the embassy area over here. So I've already picked out my lot. Ignore this funky shape for now. I'll get back to it in just a second. But the reason as to why I've picked this one here is because, well, one, we're pretty high up, so we've got a good vantage point, but not all the way to the top, so that people don't think, oh, I don't want to climb right to the top of whatever these things are. Cliffs, I guess you would say. But you know, we got a good stance, I reckon. And we're also been getting a lot of foot traffic. We're right next to Freddy's book building here, which is actually selling quite a lot. So hopefully we'll get some, you know, people. We can grab some interest and drag them over to our shop instead. Also, this big lot up here is claimed by the Awesome Foursome, so they're probably going to be doing something magnificent up here. And the only way to get to that lot is to go right past mine. So, well, not the only way. You can go on up here, but that's just a long way, and no one's going to want to do that. So, I've picked this one here, and the main reason as to why, really, is because it fits my building, like, perfectly. It's a wonderful size for what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully it looks pretty nice. But it's not done. This is not it. This is just like the outer structure, I guess you would say. The actual building's sort of going to be like encased by this, so I'm going to build it and then sort of do some explaining as to what this actually is going to be. And there we go, it is done. And yes, I know, it looks a little weird. It's a bit peculiar, But the whole idea with this embassy area here is to build something in your lot that is, you know, resembles your base like Freddy has done here, or your affiliation like the Awesome Foursome are going to do. And my base has some modern aspects to it, especially with the house and the boats, I guess. So I wanted to build in, you know, modern style, and I think I've done that. It looks a little strange, but I kind of like it. I was originally messing with, like, coming up with pretty much your average modern house that you would see if someone built one in Minecraft. But one, I was not good at it, and two, it just looked too much like a house. Whereas this building is a little strange and a bit different, and you wouldn't really think someone would live in here. It looks a bit more like a shop. A little plain, but I think I like it, and it actually all makes sense with what this store is actually called. It's probably in the title, but if you can't read by chance, this is the 4-in-1 store. So we've got the like 4 quarters here, so it actually looks, you know, cut into 4 with the actual building design. And it's very plain because this isn't like centered around one sort of item that we're going to be selling here. We can actually chop and change what we sell in here. So pretty much the concept of it is it's 4 stores in one store. So we have like 2 shops on the bottom floor, I guess you would say, and then 2 on the top. And we can put whatever we want in here. Like, there is no theme around this place. So, you know, if something isn't selling well, we can take it out and put another thing in. So the fact that it's fairly plain, and I don't want to call it boring because I don't think it's boring, it's just very simple. It's good for what we're actually, you know, what the brand is. But I need to actually stock this place right now because it's pretty empty at the moment, and if anyone comes over here and tries to buy something, they're going to be rather disappointed. We are now at 25% completion of the entire store. I've moved over a bunch of gunpowder, crafted up a few rockets, not actually that much. I don't really have any sugarcane, so making these are actually quite tough, at least when I'm trying to fill up 2 double chests full. But I'll get to that eventually. I'll just probably plant some sugarcane around my island. I have plenty of gunpowder though, that has been no issue to fill up. But for the pricing system, it's pretty generous. I've asked for 1 diamond for 3 stacks of gunpowder and 1 diamond for 4 stacks of firework rockets. Obviously, you'd probably be better off buying the gunpowder, but it would most likely depend on which flight duration rocket you want. These are all the same price, just for convenience. I'm not really looking for that much money. I have plenty of diamonds. It's sort of just there if people want it, really. But yeah, so we now have a quarter of the store done. I still have 3 sections left to fill up. I'm not going to get to all 4 of them. This episode will come back and, you know, chuck some stuff in the top floor. But I do want to fill up something in this corner here. Now, I have a bit of a habit in my episodes of doing lots of off-camera work, and while that isn't necessarily a bad thing because I like to get lots of things done and make lots of progress so I actually have something worthwhile to show you guys, I feel like this time I've taken it a little bit too far. I have made a wool farm and completed it in its entirety, but seeing the finished product now makes me wish I kind of dedicated an entire episode to it because I like how it's turned out. But I'm going to show you it. I do just want you to prepare your eyeballs because it's kind of bright, kind of colourful, and slightly obnoxious. But here we go. 3, 2, don't get your hopes up too much, it's not that amazing. 3, 2, 1, whoopam! Rainbow. We've got some sheep heads in the wall, a sort of rainbow lighting array for the ceiling, and a very painful to look at flooring, just a bunch of concrete and concrete powder with a bit of glass. Every colour has been used here, and it was probably not worth the amount of effort it took to make, but it's a bit of a funky looking room, lots of colours going on, and I wouldn't ever usually dare to do something like this, but I think for the wool farm it makes sense because we've got sheep of every colour in here. Obviously more in white because we can dye that to other colours, and this all works well with Snow Crash's design with a couple of variations, like this is in the middle and I've probably made it wider than he has in his video. I'll leave a link to it if I remember in the description, hopefully I do. But slight problem, as you can see right now they are all frozen, and in a couple of seconds they're all going to sort of speed up, and yeah, basically we're experiencing lag. So at the moment I'm on 1 bars. Back over when I was at the embassy area, I was on 5, experiencing no problems whatsoever. And if you remember back to the start of this episode, I got kicked off the server because of lag, and all same problem. But after I've built this, it has got a whole lot worse. So I think the issue is with 1.13 and entities, it just doesn't work well. I don't know why. I'm not very smart with all of this sort of stuff, but it's the only thing. They've frozen again. It's the only thing I can think that just this many entities is having more of an impact than it would have on previous versions. Because like I was only at the creeper farm and it wasn't even like that. Well, I didn't even think it was built when I got kicked off the server, actually. I don't know what would have done it then, but after I've had this built, it has got 20 times worse. And when I was moving them into position, like getting them in the farm, I spent about half the time frozen, and now just whenever I'm at my base, I'm at like 1 or 2 bars, and it's making everything very, very difficult. So basically, unless this for whatever reason fixes itself, because there's other people on the server who have wall farms, I don't actually know if they get into similar problems or not. I probably should ask, but what I'll probably just do instead is a bunch of AFKing, get as much wall as I think I'll ever need, and then pretty much just kill maybe all of the coloured ones and just leave a few of the whites. That sounded really bad. Oh my god. Okay, don't misinterpret that. I said nothing. Okay, let's swiftly move on. Down here we have the storage system. Pretty much the smaller version of upstairs. I haven't actually... there we go. Nice bit of lag. Got a fair amount of wall, but I want to, you know, fill up a lot of this. Plus, a lot of it's going to be moving into the embassy or our 4-in-1 store. So pretty much I'm going to just do a whole bunch of AFK, and this is the way up. And then we'll head back over to the embassy area and stock up another 25% of our store. Several days later, I have finally got enough wool to somewhat fill these chests, and they're not even that full. Like, that's all the white wool I've got, and I've been doing a lot of AFKing. Well, I say a lot, not actually that much. I haven't got that much time to play Minecraft or go on my computer at all recently, which I will get into in just a little bit. But yeah, the farm is quite slow, with the fact that I lag a lot at my base, which I am definitely going to have to do something about. I think I'm just going to spend the next however long AFK in it to try and get some walls so the farm isn't just completely redundant and it's not entirely temporary and I didn't build it for no reason whatsoever. I'm just going to get basically a huge amount, or I say huge amount, probably like the same as what I've got here, just so I have it in reserves for whenever I need it, and then kill all the sheep. Because, like, I was filling up these shulker boxes here to transport it all over, and I'm not kidding, it took about 5 minutes just to, like, open the chests, take it out, open the chest again, open the shulker box. It was a very annoying process, so I definitely need to do something about that. Obviously, it could always not be the sheep farm, which in that case, I don't know what I'm going to do. If anyone has any ideas as to why it's happening and it isn't the sheep farm, let me know, but I'm fairly confident it is. But I've also made a few changes around here. I've chucked in an ender chest because that's always helpful to have around. We've got, yeah, see, look, well, it's just, I thought it was popped into my head. My connection is absolutely fine over here. I'm getting no lag whatsoever, so it definitely isn't the server. It is either Minecraft or something to do with me. So we've got a sign up here. I'm just going to sort of fill these in whenever we find something else to sell. At the moment, they're just going to stay blank. Yeah. It's a 2-in-1 store at the moment, but 4-in-1 store does sound a lot better because of rhyming and such. I pretty much just bone milled the entire area going around, brought over some flowers just to give it a little bit of colour. I was tempted to try and come up with a banner design like Freddy's done here, but I just haven't been bothered. In all fairness, this video I'm trying to get done to go out tomorrow, because I have fallen back, and this is a nice segue as to what I want to talk about. Let's go inside to some safety. My backlog of videos has decreased recently, all of a sudden, in fact. I'm not too sure how I've done it, but I've managed to sort of creep up on myself without even noticing, and now I don't really have any videos pre-recorded and set to go, at least in the case of Ripple. My other 2 series, Forsaken Lands and Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, I have a couple, but That's not my main series. Ripple is. That's the one I spend the most time on. And those I am out of. As I said, I'm trying to get this video out for tomorrow, which isn't something I would usually do. I would usually finish a video and upload it like 2 weeks later or something like that. But yeah, I am out of backlogged videos for this series, and it hasn't really coincided well with real life because I have gotten a little bit busier recently, so I don't have as much time to play on the server or record episodes, obviously. So basically what I'm trying to say is my episodes might start being a bit more far and few between. I've been getting them out weekly for the most part, pretty consistently, I think. So just a little heads up that might be slowing down. I'm sure I'll get back into the rhythm of things eventually, but for the foreseeable future, it'll be a bit slower, most likely. I won't promise anything, but yeah, just letting you know, basically. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you liked the 4-in-1 store. Let me know if you have any suggestions of what could go on the top floor, because obviously it's empty at the moment. But yeah, thank you guys ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.